I was just saying that when you play, what happened was I accidentally clicked on something that put me into another game mode because there's this big 3D object, and I was explaining how it's really difficult when you have a 2D game and you have a 3D world to have the mouse select a 3D object is a very complicated task. Sounds easy. And the point that I was making is that the game is 3D, but you're not playing it in 3D. You are playing on a 2D screen. It's a flat screen. And what they do is they take the 3D world and they convert it into a two-dimensional world. I don't remember what they call it. If it's projection or not, I really don't remember. But in high school, which we're talking about the 1980s, I used to do it by hand. I used to come up with a 3D formula to convert to 2D, and I would plot all the points on a 3D graph and rotate objects and draw them all by hand. So it is a 3D game. The game world is 3D, but you are playing on a 2D screen. It's essentially 2D. You know, the people who play the game don't know what I'm talking. No, it's a 3D game. But the game developers, they'll tell you, yeah, it is a 2D game. That is correct. No, the game developers that do the 3D programming will tell you, yes, it is a 2D game. All games are 2D. So when you move the tank, you have the volume of the tank, the polygons. The polygons are all two-dimensional. There's no three dimensions to the polygons that make up the tank or the ground or any of the objects. But when you put them together, you form a 3D object just like a house of cards. So the velocity is a third dimension, which is kind of irrelevant. But you have a formula. All the mathematics of playing the game is done in 3 dimensions using the X, Y, and the Z. The Z obviously being as you're driving up the hill or down the hill or over a bridge. But when the final step to render is to put it into a 2D world, they do everything in 3D, and then once they've got all the 3D, all the positioning done, all the vehicles ready to go, they render it to 2D, and then it gets drawn on the screen. It's just like if you keep hitting the screenshot button, you get all these JPEGs. They're all two-dimensional. It's a 3D world that's converted into 2D, and it's being done as you're playing the game. So that's how it works. Now you're educated. Like if you see an object like that fence might be flat, it might not be a 3D fence. It might not be a 3D fence. It might be a two-dimensional fence, which means it would disappear if you come in it at the right angle. We'll check it out. We'll see if we can make the fence disappear. And then I'll gloat about how smart I am. Usually these Stugs don't have powerful guns, but they can do a lot of damage if they got those derp guns. I should learn a derp sound. Look at that. Great aim. Great ape. Great ape. Great ape. Great ape. We actually had a cartoon called The Great Ape. I don't know what they have, what the kids are watching now. There was a movement to get rid of cartoons that happened many years ago. So perhaps when you were growing up on Saturday mornings, you might have seen live action shows. There was a movement to get rid of the cartoons and move to live action for some reason. I don't know. So like Saved by the Bell is an example of a Saturday morning live action show. And it used to be that there was one or two, and they came on like in the afternoon. But they got rid of all the cartoons at some point. I don't know what they're doing now because I don't have American TV. I used to have a Sling box, but you know, when it stops working and you have an incompetent brother, hey Joe, how you doing? It will never work again. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to go back to New York just to get the Sling box working. But the Sling box is pretty cool. I really liked having a Sling box. I got a TV over my shoulder with Filipino television. Philippine television is very jolly. Like all the TV shows, they're always laughing, stuff like that. And there's always a lot of people in the movie or the show or whatever. They have a large cast. The show would be about a group of friends, not about like one guy. Like it wouldn't be like Adam Sandler. It would be like some guy and his 20 friends. Oh, please drive across. I don't know if he did something. Fire. I got my hit points. So I've got my hit points. There's only 2 of them. The chances that they're going to whittle me down with a bunch of shots is unlikely. So it's probably safe for me to go out in the open. Hearing amazing music. Oh, come on. You're ripping me off here. Come on! 2. What a ripoff. You see how it's blooming? I believe it's going to be the driver that gets the smooth ride or some crap like that. And if it were the turret, it would be the gunner. So any vehicle that you might do a lot of back and forth with, you know, you get the thing for the driver to reduce the bloom. And there's a lot of people that's all they do is go back and forth. Like if you're doing certain hull down positions, he was shooting heat rounds at me. Look at that 1,800 damage. They're all stuck in the corner, but we don't want to be naive about this. They could do a lot of damage. So what I'm going to do, I want to get to these bushes over here, advance through the bushes. So I'm going to do wait for everyone to be in position. That's the smart thing to do. See how the Panzer is going out? And the Stug is too far away? And he's low on hit points? He really should not have done that. Pans, go snipe. PZ snipe from far away. He's going to get one-shotted. He's got lots of hit points. I got lots of hit points. What he's doing is very, very dangerous. He shouldn't want to do that. You could try to come across this way. There's definitely good things about doing that. I'm going to go through here, and then I'm going to go to this rock. We're going to ignore him. We're going to focus on this loser. You know, I'm not a scumbag. I'm not going to load up the gold rounds just because some guy's shooting at me. Yeah, see, I mean, I didn't have to, and I was able to get that damage on him. But unfortunately, the Matilda got away. And I don't know where the Matilda is, so I'm just going to blind fire. Okay, that was a mistake. I went out too far. They're both gone. 1,900 damage, which is effing amazing. He did fire APCR at me, but he must have run out. Yeah, see, we pulled that off pretty good. If I had the gold rounds, I would have gotten more damage, definitely. But I just feel that I'm not the type of guy who's like, just hit the gold immediately. I'm very hungry. I had hot dogs for breakfast. Hot dogs and ham. And Shao Mai. I like Shao Mai. Yeah, I got sharp sword. 5670, cool. So if it says 5670 and you hit apply, your crew skills, the EXP will go up 5670. I am going to take a little break while I review everything. So I got the times 2, which is the 1890 times 2, and I got the times 3. What it's really doing, 1890 is your base plus the premium. Times 2 is 1890 plus 1890. Times 3 means you're getting 2 more 1890s. So you get 1, and then this one gives you a second one, and this gives you 2 more, which is 1, 2. So this right here, the times 2 and the times 3 is like a times 4. I know it's really weird. That is how it's calculated. You get 1 for this. You get the times 2 means you get 1 additional, and the times 3 means you get 2 additional. So really, it's the same as the times 2 and the times 3 is the same as getting a times 4. Would you like me to explain it again? Yes, please. Okay, so what do we got here for the gunner? I would say you might wonder, when do you use this? You use this when you have a super heavy tank where you got to wait a long time for the gun to come around, or a tank destroyer, because tank destroyers, the gun comes around very slowly. When do you use this? When your gun gets damaged. I'm probably going to use firefighting, because repairs only. I mean, how often do you use repairs? I mean, there's people that swear by it, but so my repairs will be a little slower. I would say the smooth ride, as I was explaining, if you watch the replay, um, a lot of tanks, you want that to go down because you're always going to be driving forward, looking for enemy targets or going into position and coming out of position. So I would go with smooth ride. And you are wise to take my advice.